37, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Doesn't matter. We have Frankie here. Forget the intro. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Andy Ruiz. Damn, we're saying his name first, huh? Andy Ruiz against Anthony Joshua. 7th round TKO. We'll talk about it. I'm pretty sure we can dedicate a whole hour to that fight. But we do have a new heavyweight champion. Anthony
unified
Unified.
heavyweight champ.
Anthony
correct?
Joshua's first time in the U.S. You already know how I feel about these British fighters. Something happens when they come over here. Something
It's
happened
the water, man. It's the water.
that day. I didn't think it was a good stoppage, but we'll talk about it. Nobody, I don't think anybody predicted Andy Ruiz to win, right? We talked about it last week. The Spanish channels here in the U.S., nobody gave it really coverage or promotion. None of the Mexican media was talking about it. Everyone was saying it was going to be a wash, but now he's going to get a lot of love, man. I saw him on Jimmy Kimmel last night. So
Yeah. No, like what you said, nobody expected him to win in the fashion that he won in. That he knocked down the reigning, face of boxing, 4 times. And I was one of those people that, doubted Andy. I was the one that said, oh, I hope he has at least a good performance in losing.
disrespect toward Andy Ruiz.
I know, and I'll be the first one to admit
few
it.
weeks
I was wrong.
was unbelievable.
I was wrong, as were probably 95% of the people
Yeah.
who thought that he didn't have a chance.
What'd you think, Frankie? Quick reaction.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Yeah, just shocking. Like you guys said, I didn't give him that big of I didn't give him a chance at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's like I like Andy Ruiz. Was at
He
the
got
stu-
hands.
Yeah, he got hands. It was at the Stud Pub, Mexican. That's always my type of fighter.
Did you stay
Yeah.
for that fight?
No, I didn't. He could, but I didn't. Nah. So I'm just like, when the whole Miller news happened, he's the one I wanted to pick up the fight. There was a couple names thrown there, but I was like, yeah, you know what? Give it to Andy Ruiz. It's like he's gonna be coming to the States. It'll be Joshua's first fight. Make it against the Mexican. Like the Mexican population really supports boxing. I feel like it'd be entertaining. On top of that, it's like if they tune in for that, they're probably tuning in for the Callum Smith fight as well. It just builds up anticipation for other things. So I was glad when they picked him, but I was just like, I gave him just as much a chance I had given Miller, which was slim to none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was the best opponent available with that time frame.
Yeah.
Right. And just thinking about all the names you said, Callum Smith, Taylor, right? That would have been a huge event in the UK, right? But they made it here in the Madison Square Garden in New York, and it was a historic night. Obviously, we have a lot to talk about. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, let's go with the fight. I thought everything was going up to script, right? You saw him getting dropped in the 3rd round, and even the commentators were busting up Brady. They were trying to say what was about to happen, because that's what we thought was gonna happen. Okay, he's gonna jump on him
Typical
and finish him off.
Right? Typical on the money.
He's gonna jump on him and finish
He's a
him.
composed finisher. Watch
Watch
how he
this.
Watch this.
And that's what we thought was gonna happen, and I thought that was gonna happen. But you saw Andy take his time to get up, which is a veteran move, to take your time to get up. And yeah, he was.
What do we have here? A Bible? What is this? This guy was praying for Andy Ruiz? What is this?
Composed, and man, dude, he landed those counters, and we've seen Anthony, right, get shook before.
Yeah, we've seen it before. I think that's why I was so shocked that everybody was so shocked. I mean, it's a heavyweight division to begin with. Anything can happen. And anything did happen, right? Obviously, nobody thought Andy Ruiz was going to win, but I did feel like he was being disrespected a lot. Even now, a lot of people are talking about his appearance, the way just he looks, man. I think that's why a lot of people didn't expect it. I think myself included. I'm not going to lie. But I think we all knew he can box.
Yeah.
And we all knew he can fight. I didn't think we expected him to do that against a guy who was 6'6", 260 pounds.
Got like 6 inches
Right.
on
Yeah.
him.
That's one of the reasons why. I mean, you guys saw the post, the where they did the face off. You just saw the size difference right there, and a lot of people, you saw the comments were like, "Oh, this is an unfair fight." Like,
Yeah, and I
what
saw
the
a
hell is
lot
that
of
here?
group messages. I saw a lot of memes and a lot of funny comments like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the guy from Acquit is fighting Anthony Joshua."
I saw Fluffy.
Fluffy is
I
fighting,
don't crack me up a bit.
you know.
The kid from Up, Grown Up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then, but now everybody's gonna be rooting for this guy.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think boxing in general needed this,
Same.
especially the heavyweight division.
Yup.
I think it's good for boxing, man. Obviously, it sucks if you're British. You know, shout out to the Liverpool fans. You know, I was getting ready to say that it was a great day for
It was a
all the
great
British
Liverpool
people.
night.
For all the British people, you know, they had their fighters winning all these fights until Andy Ruiz happened,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, Mexican American. I'm pretty sure the U.S. is gonna claim him. I'm pretty sure they're gonna
They're
say
already trying.
we
Yeah.
have
Oh, yeah, they're already
two
trying, yeah.
heavyweight champions of the world.
I just saw some posts right now before the podcast where
Yeah.
it was like the USA runs heavyweight division.
You know, that was probably the funniest thing to me. I was like, Americans are gonna claim a chubby Mexican dude with tattoos, right? And of course, Mexico's claiming him.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about it. They didn't give him much attention before.
Mhm.
I think I went back and watched one of the ESPN Deportes shows, and they were saying, yeah, Andy Ruiz can fight this and that, but let's make no mistake, he's not gonna win this fight. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
Julio Cesar Chavez included
Yeah.
in that group. So, man, anything can happen in the heavyweight division. I think
Yeah.
people forgot that part.
And
Oh, for sure. Like you said, we knew that he could fight. We have this notion that there's levels, you know,
yeah.
that there's levels to it, and we have the three-headed
And I
dragon.
agree with that. There is levels.
Yeah.
And I think Andy Ruiz reached that level that night.
Yeah. And we talked about the three heavyweights, and we always wondered like who was the best amongst them three. But we always, had the notion that everybody else was just a little under.
Luis Ortiz was number 4, right? That's what
Right,
everybody
yeah.
was saying.
Mhm.
Tier 1 is, the three-headed dragon.
Yeah.
Ortiz is tier 2, and then tier 3.
And then we're kind of waiting to see where Usyk was going to land in
Yeah.
that tier,
Exactly.
right?
Mhm. So we didn't have Andy like near. I mean, he was like around the Parkers.
I would say he was making his way on cracking the top 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say
on
that
his way.
maybe 9 through 12th I had
Yeah.
him, but
And, taking it a step further, every time there was discussions about who's going to be the first Mexican heavyweight
Oh, yeah.
champion, it was always between Andy Ruiz and Chris
Chris
Arreola,
Arreola.
right? And it seemed like Chris Arreola was always getting these opportunities.
Mhm.
He fought against one of the Klitschko's, right?
yeah.
And for
Wow.
some reason, he always got a little bit more of the limelight. I honestly thought none of them were going to be heavyweight
Mhm.
champions at some point.
Yeah.
But, hey, I was wrong because Andy Ruiz did it.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the reasons why I know we can't compare.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas, un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes. Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview, and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.